Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. You guys are all ready for the second day of Nostr Wallet Connect Hackathon Grant. We should be live on X, on YouTube, on Zapstream. And to start off, we will invite up the sponsors, Moritz. And I think we'll get some of the others, including Pierre and Bumi, to just give us a quick line of expectation, what's coming out today, and then we will jump right into the project. So if you are ready, just drop a private chat message saying that your project, and we will bring you up next. Hey Moritz, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, cool. Yeah, really looking forward. Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So here we go. Yeah. So we are now live on X, on Primal, and so forth. So feel free to go out there, retweet the live stream. Let's get people excited and talking about Nostr Wallet Connect, which is the key, the key theme. Yeah. So just also to remind everyone, really this Nostr Wallet Connect grant, we wanted to really put a spotlight on the builder, on the growth of this ecosystem, and it's really, there's obviously a $10,000 grant, which is really a pretty nice pool. That said, it's not just about the money; it's also about coming together as a community, giving each other feedback, growing, building on what's kind of improving what we're building, and really spotlight Nostr Wallet Connect as a kind of key infrastructure for building on Bitcoin. So without further ado, we have also Pierre and then Bumi, and then we can just
Hey guys.
Anything else? Anything you guys are expecting from today? And then we can jump right in.
Yeah, no, more surprises. I hope good projects, cool stuff, and ideally use cases that we didn't think about for Nostr Wallet Connect.
Awesome. So I have my stopwatch ready here. We will jump right in. First up, we have Tony from Bitcoin Calendar. Be great to have you up here. You can start presenting, and then I will bring it up. Be great to have you up here. You can start presenting. There's a bit of a feedback loop. Be great to have you up here. You can. Okay, maybe just yeah, Tony. There's a bit of a feedback loop. I'll bring you back up when you're ready, and also feel free to get the presentation up, and I can put it live. Let's see. Up, and I can. Sorry, it's put it live. Still a bit of a feedback loop there, Tony. Up, and I can. Sorry, it's put it live. Still a bit of a feedback loop. Okay, Tony, I'm not sure you're hearing me. I think you're hearing on YouTube. Quite sure what's going on. So yeah, let's then go to the next one, Nostr Pay. Let's go to Nostr Pay. Anipi, hope you're ready. Feel free to add your presentation. Although I'm seeing Tony now with a presentation, so maybe let's give this another shot, and then we go. Although I'm seeing Tony now with a presentation, so maybe let's give this another shot. Tony, you're live now. Just a bit of a feedback. When you're ready, go and start presenting. You're live. Tony, you're live now. Just a bit of a.
Yeah, I can do it. I'm just not sure if you're okay with it because there is doubling of the sound. I think, sorry, maybe if we can go with someone else and I'll try to figure it out first.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. All right. Thank you.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, I think there's like a 5-10 second lag, but we can try. If you just go, we can just get going.
Yeah, I cannot hear you, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Just let me figure it out.
All right, sounds good. Let's then go with Anipi Nostr Pay. Yeah, Anipi, are you here?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. You good to go?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, hello everyone. My name is Anipi, and I'm super excited to present my project for the NWC Hackathon Grant, which is Nostr Pay. So let me start with the tweet that I saw today in the morning. It's from the official Lightning Ventures Twitter account. It says that a 10-year-old with a Lightning wallet has more global payment reach than Western Union, which indicates and it shows just how powerful and accessible Bitcoin can be, even for small kids. But there's a challenge. The challenge is that how do we introduce kids to Bitcoin in a way that is safe, educational, and fun, and while also giving their parents the control they need. So that's where I developed Nostr. That's where Nostr comes in. So yeah, first I would like to share how I got this idea. So several months ago, I came across this get budget command proposal, like the budget setting feature in Nostr Wallet Connect. That's when it clicked me. Like, what if parents could set a safe spending limits for their kids, giving them the freedom to explore Bitcoin Lightning without the risk of full wallet access? And I think with this feature, parents can generate a connection URI with a specific budget and then share it with their child. The child can then use the connection inside Nostr Pay to make purchase tips or simple send and receive functionality, uh, but only up to the set limit as well. And I think this is a much safer alternative to giving kids full wallet access, and it's also perfect for teaching kids digital money management in a controlled environment. So yeah, Nostr is like playful parent controlled Bitcoin Lightning wallet built on Nostr Wallet Connect. It is designed for kids to learn, save, and spend sats safely. So yes, I would like to show the demo of the app. So yes. So this is like the initial welcome onboarding for the kids. Welcome to Nostr Kids Wallet. And then let's start. A simple transitioning screen, and then some more initial onboarding flow. So yeah, to start your awesome wallet adventure, you need a special magic code from your parent. Don't worry, your parent will help you. So in the entire application, I tried to not use very heavy jargon specific to Nostr, like connection URI or Bitcoin, like simple language that kids will understand. Let's continue. And then there is some few steps for the parent as well as for the kid, for the kids to help them get the NWC connection URI. So hey there, to set up your wallet, we need your parent to help us with something special. Okay. And then parents, we need you. Your child needs a connection code from your Lightning wallet to get started safely. And then how to get the code. So obviously this step can be improved a bit based on the wallet service provider that the parents are using to get them the connection URI from their wallet. And then almost ready. Once you have the code, we can paste or scan it on the next screen. So I will just create a connection URI in Alby Hub. The limit set of 10K sats. Paste it. Connect my wallet. Yes. So yeah, the wallet is connected. The wallet is ready. We will see the balance of the the wallet, and then a bit engagement to the kids, like asking their names and giving the option of character selection to the kids. So type character, then say my name. So yeah, this is the home screen. You see the balance. You see how much the budget that you used from the connection that your parents have set for your connection URI. Then in history, you see the transactions, list of the transactions. Then in the settings, you get the connection information, get info, and get budget. Profile, you can just edit your profile. And then this is like disconnecting the wallet. So yeah, let's try to receive the sats. So when the kids click on receive, they will get this simple intro to receive, like want to get sats from someone. Let's make a magic code they can scan to send you sats. So no words like create a Bitcoin, Lightning Bolt 11 invoice or anything which the kids will not understand. Like a simple word or magic code. Let's create a code, simple numpad for them. It's sats. Open my little Satoshi. Yes. So your magic code, the Bolt 11 invoice in QR form, and then some node for the kids, like ask your parent or friend to scan this code with the wallet to send you sats. And as we know, Bolt 11 invoice can be used only once. So a tip, you can use this code only once. If you need more sats, make a new one. Okay. So I'll just try to pay this. Also pay. Cool. So the receive functionality, Nostr pay, get 100 sats, a good confetti animation. Then the balance has been increased and we get 100 sats. Similarly, the send functionality is also super easy for them. So want to send sats to someone, let's use their special code to send them sats safely. Let's get their code. I will create an invoice. 200 sats. Paste it here. And a tip, if you're not sure, ask your parent before sending. View payment. So decoded the invoice, 200 sats from wallet of Satoshi. You have this much balance. If the balance is less than the amount to pay, then it will show insufficient funds to pay. Okay, and then a note, you're about to send 200 sats for wallet of Satoshi. Okay, I think someone already paid this. Maybe from the live stream. Okay, cool. 200 sats received. So pay invoice is also working. And then the budget will progress as the user or the kid keep on using the application. And yeah, this is Nostr Pay. The tech stack that I used for the project is Flutter framework for the mobile application development, and NDK, the Nostr development kit Dart package, and all the Bitcoin specific mascots that you see, all those assets are designed by the Bitcoin design community, and you can find them in here's come bitcoin.org website. And yeah, my final thoughts is that, like, beyond empowering kids and parents, I think Nostr Pay has the potential to significantly increase the adoption of Nostr Wallet Connect worldwide. And by making NWC fun and accessible for families, we also introduce like a whole new generation and their parents to Bitcoin Lightning and the NWC ecosystem. So yeah, this is everything related to Nostr.
Awesome, Manipi. Thank you so much for that. We have just around 30 seconds to give some feedback. Let's make it 1 minute.
Sure. That's very cool. I think it's a concept of sub-wallets that you guys at Alby had also like started developing, right? I remember you guys had a use case like that. You just took it to like the next level when it comes to the branding really for kids and stuff, which is pretty nice. How long have you been working on this?
So I think from the last 2 weeks, and only in weekends only. I mean, like, I've been working as a full-time software engineer, so I got time on weekends to work on these side projects.
Yeah, that's very nice.
What are your plans going forward with this app? Do you want to publish it, bring it to an app store?
Yes. Also, one of the plan that I have is to bring WebLN specific native browsers to mobile application, so that any websites which supports WebLN functionality that can be used inside the application, and the funds send and receive can be from the connected Nostr Wallet Connect app. Yes, so in-app WebLN browser.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, just 2 weeks, impressive. And definitely the need to bring Bitcoin, make Bitcoin more accessible, super important. So thanks for working on this, Anipi. We're going to have to jump to the next project. So thanks again for this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. So next up, we'll try again to bring up Tony, if you're ready.
Great.
Awesome.
I fixed it. Sorry about that. It's my bad. I don't use StreamYard too often. So.
No, good, man.
Okay, this is the one. Can you see? Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. So hi, my name is Tony. I'm here to present Bitcoin Calendar project. But first, I'd like to thank all of you guys, Moritz, Boomi, and the whole Alby team for what you do and pushing NWC overall and working on it, and all of your services. Thanks, Pierre, specifically for Talk to Satoshi. It's partially actually, I would say, inspired one of the parts of Bitcoin Calendar that's upcoming in the future. It's planned. Obviously, thanks, Mick, for what you do. Thank you to Geyser team for allowing people to bootstrap their projects and ideas. And I also would like to have a little disclaimer, especially after listening through yesterday's presentations and today's presentation. I'm developing some kind of an imposter syndrome, because this whole app is vibe coded. So I'm here amongst the professionals and really cool people who know very well what they do, and I have like a higher level on the understanding of what's going on. However, it's not like a single prompt that generated this whole thing. It's actually, I'm working on it with AI agents for about 3-4 months consistently, pretty much full time, and it's super exciting. I'm learning a lot of things. However, I wanted to be specific that it's a vibe coded app. And that said, I guess I'll move on to presenting. So I'd like to start with why I decided to start the Bitcoin Calendar project and why people should, in my opinion, use it. So there are quite a few web pages, articles, Twitter accounts, and lots of stuff, even GitHub repositories that cover some Bitcoin milestones, some Bitcoin historical events, but there's no single point of truth, I would say. So there is no place where somebody, where somebody could enter and dig into Bitcoin history, see which events or milestones are there, and actually dig deeper into the sources and stuff like that. And I really wanted to fix that problem. And the project is also somewhat inspired by famous Bitcoin historians like Aaron van Wirdum, Pete Rizzo. But whenever I see an SM post, a social media post somewhere about Bitcoin historical event, people very rarely add a link to the source. And I'm often curious to find out more. And I wanted to fix that as well. So to have events and actual archived web pages in one place. Another big issue I faced, and even recently as well, as I was like populating the database more and more, is link rot. And so there's quite a few links that are not available anymore, even on Web Archive or like famous archive websites. So I tackled that issue as well with the Bitcoin Calendar. That's pretty much like the main, I guess, the goals of it is to have as many events as possible. We cannot say all because it's subjective, like which should be there and which shouldn't, but like many Bitcoin milestones in one place with archive pages and like open source, easily available to everyone. And I believe that the project starts to fulfill, to meet that goal. There's a few things which are planned ahead, particularly it currently already uses API, but I want to make it public. So anybody can make calls and like display events on their websites or apps, and MCP server and DVMCP to work with Nostr. And that's where I was referring to Pierre's Talk to Satoshi chat bot, where it would be able to reply based only on the truth and only on the archived pages and like all the information historical which is there. So there will be no hallucinations and stuff like that. And people will actually be able to query or in natural language ask the Nostr bot or like on the website and ask about history or some Bitcoin event or Mt. Gox or I don't know, or Ross Ulbricht, and they will get actual information without hallucination or like ideas of ChatGPT or other chatbots. So that's the idea and the reason. Bitcoin Calendar is actually like about 3 years old plus, but it was just a Google Doc or a Google calendar that I filled up manually, and then I used some proprietary software to automate posting to Telegram and stuff like that. But obviously I didn't like it. I wanted to be aligned with Bitcoin philosophy and to be open source. I tried to find a developer. Obviously I couldn't I couldn't afford it, or I couldn't find a like-minded person who would like to work on it with me. So I waited until AI would allow me to do this. And about a year ago, I started gradually seeing that AI agents are there, and I started like from small and easy parts of the bot, and gradually got to where we are now. So in terms of structure, it's quite a few. I believe it's like 7 mini apps, I would say, that are all targeted at holding and displaying and archiving and relaying to Nostr all the Bitcoin historical events. So far, I've gathered almost 500 of those. So it's like main things like Bitcoin Pizza Day, which are obvious holidays. And then there are some like all the obituaries I could find, like funny stuff, some general historic things about Mt. Gox, about huge scams and stuff like that. Because I believe that people, if they see the history, it tends to rhyme or repeat itself. They get to learn. They can learn. They can see that NFTs already happened way before. So maybe it's not a good idea to look into them or like to look into that in 2022 or 23, was it? So like that's the idea. So basically, there is an SQLite database as like a core heart of it. There's API wrapped around it. For now, it's closed, so like only like these apps, my apps are using it, but I'm planning to open it. There is a Haven Relay and Blossom Media Server, so all the media, all the nodes are self-hosted and broadcasted by the application itself. Doesn't rely on third parties. That was kind of also like one of the main goals, to be self-sufficient as much as possible. Archive Box is another cool one. It's one of the coolest discoveries of recent times for me. It's actually kind of like a web archive. If you don't know about Archive Box, it's like a web archive that you can self-host and populate with the links you want. And then it looks, I think it's easier to show you than to explain. So it's just like all of the links that Bitcoin calendar events refer to are archived and self-hosted here. So quite a few, 614 snapshots. So website, I just rolled out an MVP day before yesterday. It's a Next.js web app with PWA functionality. It's very shaky and raw for now, but it's just the beginning. I wanted to show you something and like what I would like to build upon. And that's pretty much it. That's ready at the moment. I'm planning for Nostr DVM. I'm already looking into MCP. I'm looking into DVMCP by Jesus, which is a super cool tool. So my plan is, I'll show you the website. So basically, it's a React big calendar on the left, which showcases events. So say 2016, today, second Bitcoin halving took place. There used to be images here as well, but I broke it somehow. I didn't have time to fix it. However, that's what it pretty much looks like. Few basic pages, and the coolest thing so far here that is available and works is the search functionality. So because we use an SQLite database, it allows for full text search. And for example, you can go like, you can find out about Ross. So you start typing Albrecht, and you get like all the events connected to him are there. So for now, I think that's pretty much it where it is. And I'm pretty sure you're asking the question, where does the NWC come in? And that's actually why I'm here, or I wanted to participate in the hackathon, because for now I was very happy with the vibe coded part, like with the part that is vibe coded. But I want to bring Nostr and NWC functionality, which would mean that people would actually have to paste some sensitive data and maybe log into Nostr to allow them to like comment on events or quote or whatever. And sorry, and that's quite dangerous because like I don't have enough experience in this, and I wanted to talk to the best in terms of maybe guidance or some advice on maybe code review if possible, to let me know if I'm doing something like completely wrong or like putting some data of the users or visitors in danger. I don't think it's like a big possibility in terms of like the Pablo's NDK if it's used and like it's just a simple NIP7 authorization. However, like I'm still like worried and I want extra eyeballs on this. And in terms of NWC, as I said, I'm planning for chatbot, which would be here on the website as well, like next to search probably, and then DVMCP for Nostr interactions. So like people would be able to tag the Bitcoin calendar bot and maybe ask some historical questions or reply to its post and ask some question, and it would be able via AI API to answer the questions based on the database. So obviously for Nostr, it's not needed. We can utilize Zaps or stuff like that. But for the website, we would need probably an NWC or some kind of integration to allow people to pay in case the call to the API to AI is very expensive. to be able to zap events if they want. And like, I'm sure there's like a ton of other possibilities in terms of financial interactions with like an educational project. But basically, to start with, I guess that's the main idea. I think that's pretty much it in terms of in terms of explaining what the project is about. I'll be happy to answer your questions or like clarify anything if needed.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. Congrats on also launching it like 2 days before. I think that's a good timing. I already have a use case. I plan to include historical events in the Alby Bus newsletter, but had to skip one for last month because I did not find any. So I would appreciate this calendar and probably use it for the next edition already.
Okay, it's amazing because as you see, there's like a bunch of events this month, and like pretty much every month there's a lot. There's like a top like 5 days, maybe a month can be without any events, and I've got a lot in my like saved for later. I have to add, it just I don't have time for this. So yeah, I'm super excited to hear that. I actually have APIs already working. It just I didn't work on how to distribute it properly to like everybody who wants it. But obviously, I can share the key with you directly, and like that's you can use it whenever you want to. I just now realized I forgot to show you the Nostr calendar bot, which posts to Nostr pretty much daily. So this is all automated. And I also set up the Kind6 reposting. So it posts twice, 12 p.m. UTC and 12 a.m. UTC. And I'm trying to capture Europe and US or like Americas. So yeah, the bot is there as well.
Nice. Cool.
Awesome. Any more questions?
Not really question, but regarding your Nostr Wallet Connect integration, what you could do is, because I think it's a web app, right? You can look at Bitcoin Connect, bitcoin-connect.com. That could help with the integration. Yes, because it's a front-end library that makes it particularly easy for websites.
Cool. Okay.
And let users like connect their own wallets. Basically, yeah, works out of the box basically.
Another idea for Nostr Wallet Connect might be you could allow users to subscribe, send monthly payments to Nostr Wallet Connect to receive notifications, right? Like this, whenever to receive notifications of special Bitcoin events that are maybe even curated rather than, because everyone can add to the Bitcoin calendar, right? But
not at the moment, but it's planned via Nostr somehow.
But you could, right? The value comes in with your accounts, right? Signing particularly craft curated events, and then you could have people subscribe to it. That could be interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty cool because I've almost implemented the tagging system there as well. So people would be able to subscribe, say, to specifically, I want to see only events which are holidays or events which are about like Satoshi quotes or like some specific ones. So yeah, just another thought.
Nice. Anything else? If not, we can go forward. Oh, awesome. Cool.
Good. Thanks. All right, well, thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciating and awesome work here. Good work.
Cheers.
Next up, we'll bring Stelios, who is working on Ricochet. I think you're on mute.
Yep. Yeah. How's it going?
Hey, good.
Good. So let's see. So I'm presenting about Ricochet. I mentioned some of it already on last Friday, but I'll go into a bit more detail now on what it is. And first on what kind of the problem is that it's trying to improve towards or solve. And that is that there's no good way to promote content on Nostr. That can be for kind of anyone that's starting on Nostr and want to bootstrap their account, or it could also be for companies that are looking to boost, say, an announcement that they're making of a new feature, and they really want that to be out there and seen by many people. So there's really no good way to do it right now. There are a couple of existing solutions like Zabertisement and Buzzbot, and I'll go through some other pros and cons now, but they kind of hit some limitations. So Zabertisement, if you don't know, it's kind of a way to zap a note and be shown at the top of a note with the comment that you put. So it's really simple to do it. The pro is that you will get seen. You can do it on a lot of trending notes, and then you will get seen by a lot of people, and it's very easy to do. The con is that it can easily be seen as spam and kind of backfire if you're doing that on all the notes. You can't really promote your own content. So you can put a very short kind of note, but nothing really in depth or about you. And not all clients support it. The second one that's gained a lot of traction recently is Buzzbot. If you use Nostr a lot, you probably have seen it. And it's also very simple to use. So you just tag the bot on your note, you give it a budget. And then I think it's the highest zapper after 24 hours that gets maybe to 80% of it. And then a random commenter gets the rest. And that's very good. Like, you actually get engagement, but you get a lot of just low quality engagement. So it's very simple to do. It does promote your own content. It gets your note trending when the zaps are used for trending views, but it's very low engagement, very low signal engagement. And because of that, some clients have also started blocking a lot of it or just hiding that kind of content. So you kind of notice that rewarding engagement, the incentives are tricky to get right, and it often leads to spammy content. And the question is, can we get a system that rewards only signal and not these spammy responses? And that's kind of the goal with Ricochet, is to only reward the high signal with the heuristic, the thesis that engagement that leads to conversations leads to higher signal. And so we want to reward conversations more than we reward individual comments. I'll go through a little bit of the demo of the web app after, but just to give you a quick idea of what it looks like, you take an event. It can be any event, theoretically, but let's say just you start with a note, you set a budget to it. There is a base reward, and then there is a bonus reward. And I'll explain what those means in a second. And then you just create this pebble. Is kind of a funny way to say that you take a pebble and then you ricochet it, because everyone that comments on it will get sort of a reward. And all of that is done automatically. So you will link an NWC wallet to your account, and that will send out the payments based on the Lightning address of the user. So how does it work? Again, you set a budget on an original post. Then when someone comments on it, they get this base reward of, say, 10 sats. If someone else comments on their comment, they get the base reward, and then the parent gets a bonus reward because someone engaged with their content. Likewise, if someone comments on that, it trickles up, and you get increasingly more rewards with the more people that engage. It works also in breadth, so the more people comment directly on your comment, the more kind of those bonus rewards you stack. The architecture of it is pretty simple. So through the web app, you link an NWC wallet to your user, then you create those pebbles. And when someone engages with one of those pebbles and they have a Lightning invoice defined on their profile, the Ricochet server kind of listens to that, fetches the invoice, and uses your NWC connection to do the payout. The trickiest part is probably to prevent abuse here, so it's not completely drained when you set a budget. And so there's a few ideas here of how to prevent it. One of them is setting a maximum depth. So you just say the first 3 comments in a thread trickle these rewards, but if you go further out from this max depth, then you no longer trigger anything, and then it's just a zero sat reward. There's no self-rewarding as well, so if you commented higher up the thread, you cannot just go into this circular thing. Your comments will not trigger kind of the reward either. The most impactful one is probably the trust rank. So you can use the nostr.band trust rank to just set a threshold and say, if this commenter has a score below X, they don't get the reward. And it's not perfect, because if you're a new user, you will always be out of the threshold. But it's kind of trying to get rid of the very simple abuse of just automating a million pub keys and just draining all the budget. So I'll quickly show what the web app looks like over here. So the web app is mostly for the people that want to promote and that want to create the pebbles. The rest happens on Nostr. You just engage normally with the content. You can create a pebble from here. You can set an event. I'll just take one. Let's see. Do we have? Oh, hey, that's not planned. So I'll get the, I think it's the node ID. Let's see. Yes. So I take the node ID. I set a budget. Let's say 100,000 sats. Right now, you cannot edit the base comment. And there's in the UI this base repost one, but it's not functional yet. So the payout part is still kind of missing. But just to show you the interface here, you go on and you create the pebble. Let's see if it works. If not, I'll show you from here. Yeah, something failed. But essentially, you get this pebble, then you can view its details from here and still kind of manage it, set a different budget. I couldn't show you now because it failed, but it would first go in draft. And from my profile, I would need to set the connection string with NWC with the budget that covers the active pebbles. That's on kind of on the user to make sure that that's the case. And then this is used to do all the payouts. Okay. So there's other ideas as well of what can be added on top of that. It can be extended. You can allow only followers to get those rewards, and then kind of incentivize people to follow you as well so they can get those sats. You can increase the reward or only reward people that you reply to, and then it just automates that for you. You could customize the reward algorithm even more to say we start with a higher base reward, or we apply a different kind of incremental reward up the tree. And you could do other forms of engagements as well, like liking a comment could trigger some different reward mechanism, or reposting could do that as well. Zapping could do that as well. So it's really flexible. And as an idea, it's not so much on how the sats are sent. It's more about the types of engagement that you want to reward. And that is conversations more than individual comments. So awesome. That's what Pebble is. Yeah, Pebble it could be a nice way to say it. Take that node and pebble it. The repo is on GitHub. It's open source. You can check the code, fork it, use it as you please. And yeah, thanks for listening.
That's very cool. Yeah, so Nostr Wallet Connect is then just to pay directly whenever someone comments. So only for the payment side, and you're just using normal island URL from the user's pub key in order to generate invoices, and then you pay that invoice. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's maybe other ways that it could be used for the other side of the user if it's integrated in the client, or yeah, there's probably other ways, but this is the simplest way to kind of fetch an invoice and pay it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like maybe linking it with Nostr badges or something, so that someone knows that he can go comment and get these rewards because it's a badge from just Pebble it, or someone knows it. Maybe that's a way to like link it, because otherwise you never know, right? And you just randomly get paid. But anyway, just an idea. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's very nice.
Yeah, nice idea. Yeah, that's the power of Nostr, right? You can extend it so easily because these things are available to you, and you just pick them and put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great use case for NWC, because every content creator probably has an own wallet already. They can bring it, connect it, and then you do a lot of payouts which you want to do automatically, right? You do not want to have the creator sitting there and click. So that's really makes a lot of sense to do it via Nostr Wallet Connect, actually. Yeah. So and what's the next step for you on this project?
I can't promise anything. Honestly, the code is out there for anyone to actually bring it to life. It's a hobby project, so maybe one weekend I'll find the time to just put it out and make it live so people can actually try it. But because you have this abuse, you kind of want to get it to enough of abuse prevention that you don't just put it out there, put a budget, and someone figures out within 1 hour how to drain everything, and that's the end of it. So I think that's the missing piece, is just getting the payout working. And yeah, eventually it's also to put the idea out there, because this could be integrated into any social app, right? Primal could just take that and have a little setting for you, like just a click of a button. They already have the wallet, just click one button, say promote this, and it goes out on its own.
Awesome. Well, let's get Geyser, and I'll be using it. Excited to test it and promote our content more. So, which was, I think, the impetus behind it, right?
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff, Stadios. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Great one.
Right. Next up, we've got Umar. Let's for quick voicey. Feel free to start sharing, and the table is yours. Mark, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hey, Omar. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, your screen is you're live.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Omar, and I'm excited to present Quick Voicey, the first invoicing platform with native Nostr Wallet Connect integration. Let me start with a question. How many of you have waited for some days to get paid for your work, or paid some certain percent in fees just to receive your money? This is the solution I'm solving today. So the problem, freelancers globally face a massive problem. Some struggle with delayed payments, average wait time, 3 to 10 days, transaction fees 3 to 5% in every transaction, and zero Lightning integration in existing tools. In my home country, Nigeria, it's even worse. Many freelancers can't even access PayPal or Stripe. They are completely cut out of global economy. So let me show you a quick solution, demo of it. So the first one is Telegram bots. So let me run the code. So when you enter the bot, see you can create your invoice. So first, like when you try to create invoice, it will pop off like you have to connect your wallet. So let's connect wallet. So in order to connect wallet, you have to write a command /connect, then your NWC URL. So I already get my my URL from Geyser hub. So let me just copy it. So I just write /connect, then paste the URL. So now my wallet is connected, so I can create invoice. So in order to create invoice, the command is, as you can see, /new, then the amount, and then the description. So let me say like /new, say 50,000 50,000 Satoshi, and the description, maybe logo design for Bitcoin startup. So now the client information. First, maybe you can provide a name. Let's say Alice. So you can add email if you want, but it's not required. And you can also add custom fields, maybe descriptions, or anything, address, and so you can click on skip. For now, let us click on skip custom. So now it's generating the invoice. This error. Okay, let me try it again. Let me check. Am I getting this error?
Yeah, demos can be quite challenging. It's so easy to get them wrong, so don't feel bad. So
Okay.
maybe you can just talk us through like what do we expect to happen? Does the email receive the invoice, and how does maybe also the Nostr Wallet Connect tie into it?
Yeah. So what is usually do is like after I put the details, it will show the invoice and also the PDF. So, but let me. I haven't tested before I joined this call. Let's try again. Since we already connected to the wallet, so you see now when I click create invoice, it didn't show to connect wallet. Let me just use quick. Let me use this template. Email. You see it's generated. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So you can download the invoice and just share it send it to the client. So let me view the invoice. So this is the PDF file. So you can just scan with QR code and send the payment. Okay, let me on my camera and show you let me just skip it. Yeah, so and it's also supports multiple platform. You can use Discord bot, and also web app. Okay, let's start with Discord too. So this is the Discord. For Discord too, you can just add the command /new, maybe web design /new. Okay, first after you put the command, I think first is the amount. Let's say like 2,000 Satoshi, and the description, maybe web design. Oh, first you have to connect wallet. So I didn't connect wallet, so I have to connect it. So let me connect the wallet. Although it also have the same command with the Telegram bot, connect, then put the URL. So the wallet connected successfully. Okay, then now we can create our invoice. /new 2000 Stoian design. So you can also put the client details, name, so maybe Musa, and you can do it as like this format. You can put like, let's say like put the name, then the email, like this. I can even add other details. So also generated, you can copy if you want and just send it, or you can just use the PDF too. So as you can see, this is the PDF. So, and there is also the web app. Let me open the web app. So it's also like the same thing for the web app, but I've already, I hosted the web app on Basso. So let's just use the one that I hosted. So this is, let me connect to wallet. Okay. Also the same thing, let's say put the amount, 3,000.
Heads up, you've got another minute and a half, yeah?
Okay. Design, client name, second this again. So I created the invoice. So here I can see the list of my invoice. I can download the PDF too and share it to the client, also the statistics. So yeah, this is what I built. So do you guys have a question, something?
Yeah, I do. Congrats, that's really cool. Actually, it's the first Telegram bot I see with NWC. I think that's really very much the strong power, or the big demonstration that I see in what you did is Telegram bot with NWC. The invoicing is just one of the use cases, right? But essentially, you put it inside Telegram, which is really, really cool. The QR code that you show in the invoice PDF that is generated, that's the QR code of the Lightning invoice, right?
Yeah, let me quickly,
Yeah, no, I see. And so it means that essentially the invoice is valid as long as the invoice, so the PDF invoice is valid as long as the Lightning invoice is valid, right? Which I guess by default is like 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
That's just, one thing that to think about in terms of how to improve it. But it's very nice.
Yeah, thank you. So and also it's open source. The code is on my GitHub. Yeah.
Awesome, Omar. Thank you for that. And again, one of those important tools that not many people build, but are actually quite useful, like invoicing. Interesting the integration with Telegram, but also it's good that you have a web app. Highly usable.
And also
so thanks so much.
Yeah, you can use it in group or on your Discord channels. Let's say like maybe games channels, they can just use it. Maybe if they want to, maybe competition or like giveaway or something, they can import
Very
the
cool.
bot. Yeah.
One thing that could be cool as well is to show the QR code as an image in the Telegram chat itself, so that people can scan the QR code, which makes it pretty cool because then you don't receive by email, but you can actually, anyone could be paying that invoice actually, right?
Yeah.
in Discord and Telegram. Good stuff, man.
Are you already using it? Do you get paid with it?
What?
Do you already get paid via your own application?
No, I just I started working on it the day I applied for this grant. So
Sure.
yeah, I didn't get paid or something.
Okay.
Just personal project.
Thanks, Umar. Appreciate the work. Let's then move on to the next project. We have Malik from Bitpasa, if you're available. And feel free to add your presentation.
Hi, can you guys see me clearly?
Yep, yeah, I hear you and see you. There's a bit of a lag, but I think it should be fine. You can get started.
Okay, great. Can you see my screen as well?
Yep.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Balogun Malik. I am from Nigeria. I'm a software engineer and a Bitcoin educator. I am an advocate for Bitcoin. So I'm the founder of citrusrate.com, which is a price tracker that converts the price of Bitcoin in all African currencies, invoice generator, and SAT converter. It's as well an education platform. So just a quick data information on Citrus Rate. It has 60,000 visits in just 11 months since last year, just 11 months and 11 days, with an average 5,000 monthly visits. Why I talked about Citrus Rate was because the journey of Bitpasa started from Citrus Rate. Last year, early this year, that was a few months ago, I wanted to accept Bitcoin payments for a service for a country, for a company in the United States. I searched for Bitcoin denominated invoices, and unfortunately I couldn't find. So I built the very first Bitcoin denominated invoices. I mean, at least to my own best knowledge, because I couldn't find any. I searched the web, so I built it, and the idea of our Bitpasa came up. Why? So I wanted to to understand what exactly is happening, what can be done in that aspect of Bitcoin invoicing, etc. So I launched a simple version of the Bitpasa, which is a simple Bitcoin invoice generator that can be found on Citrus Rate. So since the launch, I got several DMs from people thanking me for doing this stuff, they needed it, etc. So it sparked something in me that okay, this is something that is lacking in the ecosystem, and it's something I should really look into and work on. So I delved deeper and did more research, and I found out that a couple of companies as well have some issues with the traditional invoicing system, where they have invoice errors, delays. The invoice are manually created. Couple of freelancers, they miss the payments, and it's quite expensive to send money from abroad down to this part of the world. A little bit expensive. So I came up with a solution, Bitpasa, which is a smart payment assistant, especially for businesses. You can what Bitpasa does is you can create an invoice using prompts. Just type in. Let me quickly show a demo. Can you see the screen, please? Can you see the demo?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So with an input like this, create an invoice of 500 BTC from citrus rate address, and all the details. You can generate an invoice directly from the web without having to fill in the forms and etc. And what's going on? Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, demo is crash. Okay, awesome. So then voila, you have an invoice, a payable invoice that you can pay, scan the QR code, lightning invoice, etc. That is also downloadable from the application onto your devices and etc. I think my network is kind of slow. I will move on, but I hope you guys get the idea. Then pay. Now this is one of the most critical part of BitPass, and this is why it is very different. In the normal invoicing, the traditional invoicing applications, most times people have to like sort all the invoices manually, inputting all those details and etc. So what we have here is an application where you can download a single invoice or multiple invoices, where you can upload a simple invoice or multiple invoices, and our AI goes through the what's going on. So the AI extracts all the necessary information and prepares a payment link, which you then use Nostr Wallet Connect to pay. It's totally decentralized. I'm very sorry about this experience. I don't know. So
classic demos, don't worry about it. It happens.
Yeah, so there's a batch invoicing as well that you can upload up to 10, 15 invoices. The AI extracts all the necessary details and constructs a payment from those details, the amounts and the description, etc. that can then be processed and requested through your Wallet Connect to your traditional Bitcoin wallet address, or I say Bitcoin wallet, to your traditional Lightning wallet, then to make the payment. There is as well a feature of batch pay where you can pay multiple Bitcoin Lightning addresses at once. So you have all the Lightning addresses, and you can just create. Then it creates a structure of payment for everything, all with the amount. Then you connect your Wallet Connect. This Wallet Connect is not a live demo. This is a testing connect. So it's just a simulation of. So let's assume you connected and you pay. Then what happens in the backend? It requests your wallet for all the amounts that is necessary to satisfy the transaction, and you accept, you pay the invoice, and voila, the transaction is done. As well, you can also do batch payment using CSV, where you can upload a CSV where you have all the data of whom you want to send Bitcoin to. Then the application passes all this information, passes it, and creates an NWC request to pay the transaction. So that's basically what BitPasser does. Our transaction, the monetization model is pretty simple, because in Flash, for payment in Flash, the merchant and the payee, the person pays directly the merchant and then flash request for their own quota of the transaction. I think 1.5%. Here it will not work, because if we make the first request to pay the transaction, and then we make the second request to charge for the service that has been rendered, the user can simply decline the second transaction and use use Bitpasser for free. So what we employ here is a point system where you need a certain amount of points, which will be equivalent to the amount of percentage of transaction fee you are supposed to pay. So if you are supposed to pay, you want to quickly move fast. Okay, awesome. So if you are supposed to pay, let's say 1% fee for the transaction, so you need 1,000 points to make that transaction, and like to be able to perform that amount of transaction. So let's say you want to make a sending of, let's say, 100 sats. That means you need 1,000 points to complete the transaction. If you don't have that amount in your balance, then the transaction will be declined. So this is a simple way of decentralizing, maintaining decentralization and making sure the platform keeps running. So
Malik, you're sort of running out of time. If you want to maybe bring it all together in the next 30 seconds, would that be possible?
Awesome. So our SWOT analysis, our strength, non-custodial by design, AI-driven, first mover advantage, and global fit. The weakness depends on Nostr Wallet Connect adoption, AI misread risk, then limited fiat support for now. Then the opportunity is fiat to Bitcoin and Bitcoin to fiat gateway, integration with platforms. We have expansion on mobile and chat application like Telegram and etc. It's built for freelancers, because in this part of the world there are a lot of freelancers, and recurring payments for people who want to activate recurring payments. Then the threats, regulatory scrutiny, competition, and AI and UX risk. So the future, we have a mobile app. Then we will also implement recurring payments support, work with Nostr Wallet Connect, and fiat to BTC and BTC to fiat bridge. So as well, we work with Nostr Wallet Connect, subscription provider. Platforms that allow people to create a monthly recurring payment using Nostr Wallet Connect. So those are potential, partners and also. Thank you so much, and I've come to the end of the presentation. My name is Malik. Any question?
Thanks, Malik. Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for the demo and building this project.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
If there's nothing else, guys, let's stream forward, because we do have a lot going on. But if there's any quick insights or feedback, you can do it. If not, meanwhile, we can get Nodi to come up and get us ready for the next one. Malik, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Hey, Nodi.
Hi, how are you? Hey,
All
y'all.
great
I
here.
promise this will be short. I have only 5 slides, and it will be refreshing. I know everybody's tired, so let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Let me share the screen. Okay. All right. So yes, I'm presenting Subscript M. It's going to be something for BTC Pay Server. I'm Nodi. I'm actively involved in my local Bitcoin community. I've been running a BTC Pay Server for about a year and a half, helping local Bitcoin entrepreneurs overcome some barriers to accept Bitcoin payments. Also, I've supported more than 15 businesses with my BTC Pay server. Right now, there is only 5. And the solution I'm bringing is to solve this and to be able to keep those people with my BTC Pay server. So let me show you very quickly. This is my BTC Pay server. These are real people that are using my server for their own shops. It's 5 people. All right. So let's move on to slide 2. What I've seen is that over all of this time, shop owners are eager to accept Bitcoin payments, but they struggle with managing the technical aspects of having a BTC Pay server, or paying for one is too expensive, at least at the beginning on their projects. So having one person to host the server for many shop owners has been a good thing so far, but the subscription management is manual. I have to be calling each of my clients or the people that are using my BTC Pay server. I have to tell them from time to time, hey, I need some help to to pay for the cost of this. And it's been like a tax Middle Ages collector, and it's not very comfortable. So what I'm going to do is with Subscript10, it's just making an easier way for them to subscribe to a BTC Pay server owner. And the subscription, of course, will be done through Nostr Wallet Connect. If the subscription is not not paid, then the user will also lose admin rights on his BTC Pay server. That's something that I'm going to do with the BTC Pay server Greenfield API. Let's move on to the slide 3. So the progress and the roadmap. So in just 5 days and about 35 hours of work, this is what I have done so far. I've built some subscription features, implemented a user database, set up the basic API endpoints, implemented the Alby libraries, and also created an extensive documentation on how this was built, because I plan to help other people to do this as well once it works. Unfortunately, I was not able to make the subscription work for today yet. I may need a couple of more days to get this finally working. Moving forward, I will completely integrate the Nostr Wallet connection integration and improve the dashboards and the user experience, and also address some security aspects. So let's move on to slide 4. I told you this was going to be fast. Hope you're having fun. This started primarily as a learning journey. This is my first hackathon experience presenting publicly. So once I have this core functionality working, which is the Nostr Wallet connection subscription, I will contact some other people that I know that also have BTC Pay servers running, and also have some Bitcoin entrepreneurs that are using their servers, such as ONG Bitcoin Chile. I know I have run into some other people as well that have this same issue. They just run a BTC Pay server. They help the community. They help Bitcoiners to accept Bitcoin payments. But then, who is going to pay for the cost of this server? So this is a way that will solve this project will solve this problem. It will help these BTC Pay server owners to have their own, let's call them clients or shop owners, to have a subscription to them, so they can afford the cost of having this. So I want to start very cautious. I'm cautious about the security aspects of this, and it's a very small community. It's just the people that I know of. It might grow in the future, but it will rely on how this evolves so very slowly. All right. For a time, it served as my personal learning project. and my personal practical use, and that's about it so far. All right. So let's show you very quickly how this works. Let's do a connection. So all right, so I'm logged in. If I want to, the BTC Pay servers can enter here and they can add their servers to their database. They have a way to add the API key of their server and add it to a listing. Then if you are a shop owner, what you can do, if you want to choose the BTC Pay server you're going to subscribe to, then let's add a new shop. Okay, so I select the BTC Pay server I want to join. I select the shop. This is my shop. This is the recipient lightning address. I'm going to pay for this person and make this subscription one time a month. And then, oh, oops, I forgot to connect my wallet. Let's make a Nostr Wallet connection right now. So I have this ready set up. This would be the wallet connection from the shop owner. I'm connecting as a shop owner. And then I'm going to be ready for paying. Okay. But the thing is, so even if I am connected, this is the last problem I encounter. Unfortunately, for some reason, even if I detect it, I still cannot make this button to detect this component. So this is where I'm stuck right now. This is just a short demo. I think I will be able to manage to make this work. I might need just a couple of more days or a week to solve this and have the subscription working as it should. Okay. So let's move on to the last slide. Great. So this is a thank you slide. What I actually need is just some feedback and people that write to me, giving me ideas, and if somebody else is interested on testing or having this, or maybe future features for the BTC Pay server admins, please let me know. You have here my contact information. And what I also wanted to add as a small last sentence is that I think there are lots of wallets and lots of solutions for users. That's great. But for the entrepreneurs and the people that wants to mount a business accepting Bitcoin, there is a lot of room and lots of opportunity to make some progress there. So this is just an attempt to make just a couple of tools, a very simple tools, to help people that wants to have a business with Bitcoin and accept Bitcoin. So if more people wants to do this, it would be great. I think we are sort of a little bit behind on the business side and very advanced on the user side and people that has different wallets and are ready to pay. But business could use more tools, more lightning tools to start their business. That is all. Thank you very much. Any questions?
One question, or let's say like just a statement as a feedback. I like the approach because you have a problem in the market, you encountered a problem, actually you experience it yourself, and you try to find a solution for it, or even build a solution yourself for it. I think this approach is very promising. Also, if once you get it working, that you also have like some good usage of this tool.
Yeah, I think also it's well, I mean, if I understood properly, what you do is you add your shop, and then for this shop you select the server provider, right? And I think that may be something that can simplify, getting started with BTC Pay server, which I think is pretty cool. Makes it paid, but I mean, at least like it's one hassle. I mean, yeah, you could potentially remove an entire step of understanding BTC Pay server there. So I think that's very nice.
Yeah, what I want to do is to have to be able so that people can actually let's log out. so BTC Pay servers can join this project and list their own servers. But I have to be cautious, right? Too many things can go wrong, so I want to go slowly on this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's it's pretty nice. I think it's almost creating a marketplace between shops and server providers, right? And there are server providers out there. There are BTC server shops. So but potential seems pretty nice. I guess it's a matter of seeing what other servers think about it.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Cashew wallets that select their Cashew mint. It's the same thing, but for data and for, again, potential custodial wallets, right? Is that kind of another way of seeing it?
I'm not sure it's Cashew. It's more just a standard.
It's not Cashew, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you are a shop owner and you're selecting your server, it's a bit like you're selecting your mint on the Cashew in the Cashew sense.
I would say yes. What I hope that I could achieve is that, at least for the people that I know and I trust right now, is so this guy Martin can also add his shop here and also offer these services, and the ONG Chile can also be there and offer their services here, and people that wants to find a BTC Pay server to join, they could just look for this, select it, and request a subscription. So it's a lot of work to do. I want to go slowly and add those features very slowly. For the time being, it's just a subscription from the shop owners to a single BTC Pay server, and that's it.
No, that's great, and I think the key risk that you're referring to here is trust, right? Essentially plugging into a server, selecting the right server. So maybe there's something there with Nostr reputation systems, right? There's Versal, there's a few other, there's a Nostr band. By leveraging and surfacing trust can be a key way of offsetting that risk.
Yeah, the way I will address this possibly in the future is with the user database. I mean, this login thing is going to eventually disappear and be replaced with a Nostr login thing at some point. And only then I can start thinking about how much I can trust, how will the trust will be handled, right?
Yep. Awesome. Well, Nadi, thank you so much. If there's no more questions, let's go on to the next presentation. So thank you.
Thank you.
Right. So next up, we've got Hodlbod. Welcome on stage.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
No, man, thank you for joining. Looking forward to the presentation.
Yeah, my pleasure. So yeah, I mean, my name is John, also known as Hodlbod. I've been doing Nostr stuff for almost 3 years now. Wrote Coracle.social and more recently Flotilla.social. I presented, I'm glad to be part of this hackathon because it puts a little bit of fire under me to implement Nostr Wallet Connect, Zaps, just some like basic stuff. And so that's going to be the first part of my presentation, and then I'm going to move into something a little bit more interesting and original after that. I presented about 1.5 years ago at a Pleb Lab hackathon as well, Coracle with communities in it. I've since kind of sunsetted that implementation and gone to a community-focused client. And my goal has always been support communities. Legacy social media tends to build community solutions that either steer people into more communities so that they can monopolize more of their time, or extract value from communities and leave them as kind of like this empty husk. But communities have to exist in an organic, along organic relationships, right? Software can't really support communities without people administering or participating in the software. So like a primary goal has been to point to the real world from my software rather than to bring people from the real world into my software. So, examples of that are like slowing things down so you're not arguing, reducing that kind of incentive, reducing notification nagging, And like the biggest thing is pointing towards real world events with calendars. And so I was talking to someone about Flotilla, and they said that they wanted a crowdfunding client. And I was like, okay, well, that's great. That's not really what I'm building, but maybe you could fork it and build that or something like that. But as I jumped into this hackathon, I realized, well, actually, crowdfunding is a super good real world application of social media for communities. Like, oh, it actually fits perfectly. I hadn't thought about it before. You know, crowdfunding in terms of Kickstarter is like a whole different thing where you get a product if you fund it and stuff like that. But crowdfunding in a community setting is really, really common, you know, especially in the kind of community that I'm aimed at, which is, you know, churches and that kind of thing. People might have a surgery that they have to pay for. They might not be able to afford a new car, and they've got a bunch of kids that they have to lug around. So having the ability to, within the trust established already with your community and within a platform that is already used for your community chat, to be able to crowdfund these local needs. So that's kind of the idea behind the pitch. Let me go ahead and present my screen. And I'll give you a quick demo of what things look like. All right, can you see everything okay?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So this is the Flotilla Nostr client. It's my local development version. Some of this stuff is not in production yet. And I'll just kind of walk you through the work that I've done for this hackathon. So first of all, I built a wallet integration. Coracle uses the Bitcoin Connect library, which is great. I dropped down a level and used the Alby SDK. And so we can connect a wallet, and we can connect with WebLN using my extension, and it pulls the balance and everything, or we can use a connection secret. Let me grab that from over here. Linking my wallet live is, I feel like living on the edge. But there we go. We've got our two different versions of Nostr Wallet Connect, and we have a wallet now. So if I go over to one of my communities here and open up this recent conversation, I can now zap messages. So, you know, this is like a regular emoji selector, but I can also zap. We'll pick a emoji and we'll pick an amount. This is logarithmic, which is just a nice touch, I feel like. So we'll send that zap. And one interesting thing that I had to do to make this happen, you can see the zap is showing up here, my two different emojis. One interesting problem I ran into is community groups often implement access controls for the community content. In addition, there's a certain amount of expectation that what you do in the community chat stays in the community chat, right? So a zap is not completely devoid of metadata. In fact, it has quite a lot. It even has content that's attached to it and a relationship to other notes. So when you're zapping a chat message in a closed group, throwing that zap out into the Nostr network onto the recipient's inbox relays doesn't really match. So I also solved the problem of sending the zap to the community relay. And it's actually a little more complex than that, because you can't just send the zap to the access controlled relay, because the access controlled relay doesn't know the pub key of the zapper, which is how NIP47 zaps work. So the person who sent the zap is the one who's being authorized. It's the zapper service. And so I added a hack or a special case in my relay backend that allows zaps to be posted to the relay on the merit of the description tag, which is included in the zap receipt, which is the zap request authored by the sender. That's a little in the weeds and kind of just a side note, but you know, it's an interesting problem when you're dealing with non-public broadcast models on Nostr, and this is something obviously I think about all the time. I'm looking forward to potentially Nostr and MLS solving some of these privacy problems as well. So that's the basic wallet and zap setup. And I've also created a goals tab here. So what? Let's see, I'm going to do my demo relay here. And we're going to create a goal. And we're just going to say, you know, like I bumped my nose and need surgery. And I want to raise 1,000 sats. So for my surgery, it definitely should cover the surgery. And we get this nice fundraising goal card. This is kind of similar to what I have for Threads, but it's got details. So we'll go ahead and contribute to my own goal. I'll just zap 21 sats to myself. And when that goes through, it'll show the progress. This is basically ripped off from Kickstarter. You got 21 sats funded of 1,000. You got one contributor. It's a new goal. And on top of that, we've also got replies. So we can click in here and we can say, we can interact with the goal through a comments section. What's nice about that is, again, like the combination of community and crowdfunding. So crowdfunding within, just kind of repeating myself earlier, but crowdfunding within a context of trust and of interactivity makes these things more intimate and has a way of supporting people who actually exist in your community. And this is what, community is all about. Local community is about buying local to support people economically, helping people out with hospitality or with meals when they're sick. This has been the work of the church for 2 millennia, and I'm hoping that this can be a reasonable digital extension of that kind of charitable work in community contexts for churches, but also for anyone who wants to do that kind of thing, because it's definitely not exclusive to the church. So that is my pitch, and I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and feel free to ask any questions.
Awesome. Thanks for this live demo. Pretty cool to see it working. Do you see that Nostr Wallet Connect, or particularly Bitcoin, solves something differently for these community-based campaigns that is not like possible with like fiat money?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the experience once you've been onboarded to Bitcoin is just superior in almost every way. You get instant settlement, you get final settlement. You don't have to enter your credit card details. You get to use privileged information using your key, and so there's not a risk of leaking, which would be a real problem if if you're implementing your own credit card processing, or of censorship if you're integrating something like Stripe Connect or something like that. So yeah, I mean, especially in these kind of informal settings, it's similar to Venmo or PayPal. Both of those have those like contact list things built into them, and like Mutiny Wallet did contacts on Nostr last year, which is an awesome idea, and I'm glad to see that pattern being adopted. This is kind of an extension of that, whereas, I'm not sending it to an individual person per se. I'm sending it to a post within a community. So it's a kind of similar kind of contact list. You get to bootstrap that with Nostr. You get instant settlement with Bitcoin. I think the one limitation for a use case like this is going to be something where you're offering rewards if a funding goal is met. But that's not really the use case that I'm serving, so it doesn't concern me too much.
Thanks for the answer.
Cool. Well, awesome stuff. Cool to see more kind of community native crowdfunding out there. That's awesome tool. Thanks for that, Hodlbot. Right. Well, yeah, thank you for that. Let's move on to the next one then.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Cheers. Right. Next up, we've got Gustavo Flores. Let's have a look here. Hey,
hi guys. Hey guys, thank you for having me. Nice to see you all. Can you hear me well?
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Yep. Yeah, feel free to bring up your presentation.
Yes.
And floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you. Please let me know if you see my screen.
By the way, how are you guys doing? We're now at what, 6 presentations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you see my screen?
7. Yeah. Yeah, I see it now.
Not yet. No.
Yeah, no.
You should be able to see it now, I think.
Yeah,
okay.
we see it.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna. Some of you know me, but just for those who don't, I've been working on Bitcoin for the past 7-8 years. I started with a mining project, then I did another startup in Canada called Verify. We were a Bitcoin exchange in Canada. I worked as vice president of Bitcoin. Worked at Wasabi as a content marketer, technical writer of Bitcoin Up Tech. I write the weekly newsletter still today, and I'm also founder and CEO of Swapito. I've been mostly a marketer writer, but I'm also a developer. So I created Swapito because, as you can see throughout my journey, I've been like working for Bitcoin companies for years. And I moved to Mexico about 4 years ago, and I discovered there was no easy way for me to like live on the Bitcoin standard. So, and since I get paid in Bitcoin and I like save in Bitcoin and spend in Bitcoin, well, I wanted to provide a solution that could be easy for me to use like multiple times a day, right? If I go and I buy a cup of coffee, I can, well, maybe I can pay with Bitcoin directly, but most likely I can't. But I can use Swapito to pay them directly to their bank account, to their debit card, and it's basically the easiest and fastest ways to pay for everything you need in Mexico with Bitcoin. But it like sometimes I just have like a card, but I don't want to have any fiat, so I just pay on like when they ask for the bill, I just pay my card and I pay on the spot, right? So we've been like Swapito works like that. You enter like an amount of pesos you want to pay, and you enter like a bank account or a card or a phone number if it's linked to a bank account, and you just pay a Lightning invoice. And once the Lightning invoice, the money is received, the money is paid out to a bank. Okay, so but we like every time you do that, you gotta like switch. You gotta scan a QR code or you gotta copy a wallet. We even implemented this, but like many users will just like copy the invoice, switch apps, go on the like send, and copy it here instead of like just well, we ask ourselves, how can we improve this user experience? Okay, so so Moritz from Alby reached out to me, and he told me about like Nostr Wallet Connect and Bitcoin Connect, and I didn't know much of it, but we decided to give it a go and integrate it on our product, and it's been live for about 1 month, a little bit more than a month now. So you don't need to get out of the application anymore. You can just do it all from Swapito. That's the beauty of Nostr Wallet Connect, right? It allows you to connect to a wallet, and you can like set up a budget, and as long as it's within that budget, you can just make automatic payments, right? So we believe this is the ultimate Lightning experience in Mexico. It allows you to do one-click Mexican bank transfers via Lightning, so with Bitcoin Connect. So how does it work? Well, first you got to create an account on Swapito. You got to do a light KYC, and once you have like your account set up, you basically enter, like I said, any clave is just a bank number, card, like a debit card number or a phone number. Like here, I just got my own account already linked, and you enter an amount. But before that, you go on account and you click on connect, right? So I will use Primal for this demo. So I go on Bitcoin Connect, I choose Nostr Wallet Connect option. At the same time, you can see my phone on the right side. So if I go on settings and I go on wallet, on Primal, and I create a new wallet connection, and I put it as, for example, Swapito, the daily budget, I keep it at 10,000 sats. Then I'll just copy the Nostr Wallet Connect string and connect. It's already connected. It knows that the budget is 10,000 sats. It doesn't say Primal, it just says connected to Nostr Wallet Connect. But now, instead of, when I create an order, let's say I'll put like, this is like $2. When I create a transaction and I click on create swap, you won't see the QR code anymore, right? Like you would see previously the QR code and the invoice. Instead, you can just click on confirm payment, right? And And this is a web app, but it's also a progressive web app. So like it can look as if it's when you're on your phone, it looks like it's a native app, right? So once you click on confirm payment, and let's say I can go on the wallets page, on the wallet page here, so you can see in real time the transaction on Primal. There might be a little error that I wasn't able to get out, but like the transaction will work. So there you see, okay, so it already detected the payment on Swapito. You can see the transaction on Primal was immediately done, and you already get payout successful. We should see a notification from my bank in the next couple seconds. It should appear. I have it under do not disturb, but I'm pretty sure I exempted. Well, yeah, so I think I have it under do not disturb, but the payment arrived in my bank app. What's cool about Mexico is that you can even get a proof of payment directly from the central bank's website. So if I click here on CEP, Banxico, which is like the name of the central bank, and I go on like download CEP, here's a PDF that proves beyond any reasonable doubt, right? Like there's no better proof than the central bank proving that, you know, this payment was made, 30 pesos to this bank account. Okay, so the payment was made within seconds, and I didn't have to get out of Swapito. So, I mean, how many people are benefiting? Okay, here you see the bank transaction just appeared here. Recibiste, which means you got 30 pesos. So what is the benefit for, who's benefiting from this? Well, I'm personally benefiting from this. Like when we get zaps on Nostr, well, we got a few over the past months. Well, we can then, like, if we want to cash it out, we can just do it very seamlessly. But we have about 50 Bitcoin, or like regular users, like weekly users that come back to the app and like live their life on Bitcoin in Mexico that use the benefit from this. So, you know, I built this. We're not that many, but I'm sure we're going to be more and more with time. But we all benefit from just a more seamless experience when using Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, because we'd rather not have any fiat or any other currency, right? So, so that's about the presentation. I just want to add that, you know, if any one of you is coming to Mexico as a tourist, you can use Swapito. It's not only available for Mexicans, it's available for anyone that wants to pay a bank account or a debit card in Mexico. So you can use it as a tourist that's in Mexico, and you rent, for example, you go to a restaurant, you ask, can I pay with bank transfer? They mostly say yes. It's very unlikely they'll say no, because they would rather skip the credit card fees. And as long as someone takes bank transfer as a payment, or transferencia in Spanish, you can pay them with Swapito from your Lightning wallet with Nostr Wallet Connect, all in one click, very seamless, available to Mexicans and foreigners as well. And you can also use it to send money from another country. If you want to pay like a freelancer or family in Mexico, it works for that too. Okay, so that's about me. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to follow the development of Swapito. We're bootstrapped 100% so far. And yeah, and you can go on your account page to control to then like disconnect if you want, or connect another wallet, or you can even use WebLN, right? Or everything that Bitcoin Connect offers beyond Nostr Wallet Connect is available in the app. So that's my presentation. Thank you for listening to me, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments.
I'm going to live in Mexico right now, guys. I'm saying that in fact, why not start doing this for every single country on Earth, right? I guess that's my key question here is, what stops us from doing this using Nostr Wallet Connect to connect a Lightning wallet? Have one, basically like one Lightning app wallet, Nostr Wallet Connect wallet, to connect them all, right? To you know, like one ring to rule them all, one wallet to rule them all. You know, everywhere you go, you have country, you connect your bank account, and you live on Bitcoin using that app. I don't know, I'm just spitballing ideas here, but What stops us from doing this in every country?
Well, if I just might answer that question quickly, Mexico has this actually pretty good financial system where like fiat payments are made instantly, you know. So it like when you bridge Lightning and like Mexico's space system, transactions happen instantly on both sides, right? For example, when you're in like the US and you send an ACH, it might take 24 hours to appear on the bank account, right? So it depends on the banking system, I would say, right? Mexico is pretty seamless. Others are too. I believe like Bringing is doing this in Europe, and they've already also integrated with Nostr Wallet Connect. So Swapio is the second like fiat off ramp to enable this. But yeah, definitely gonna happen more and more.
I love how you
Which
showed the pre-image from the financial world, the PDF.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, in the legacy world, you proof the payment with a PDF, and in our world, you proof it with a cryptographic pre-image.
That's right.
I have one question more. Like, what's the wallet most used in Mexico? Like, which Lightning wallet do we need to get on board on NWC?
I mean, it's definitely Wallet of Satoshi. You know, Blink is also popular. I mean, Alby's well, like I have a few customers that love Alby because it's very powerful. But like the new users will always get onto Wallet of Satoshi.
Then let's bring them onto NWC too.
Yeah, but now that they have Spark, like they've implemented Spark, maybe there's something there too. You know, like with Spark as in general.
Definitely.
Pierre, did you have a question as well, or?
No, good. Very clear and very nice demo as well. Really cool to see it in action.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gustavo. Good work. We'll put you off stage now, and we will welcome Jonah, I believe. I think it's Jonah. No, Jimmy.
Share my screen.
Here we go. Yep.
Hi, everyone. Let me share my entire screen. Great presentation so far. Really enjoying this. My name is Jimmy, and I've created a medical binder with the goal of disrupting the healthcare industry. So that's going to be my big idea here. So if any of you are in the United States, you know as well as I do that the U.S. healthcare system is rigged. It's very costly, and it's not even producing good outcomes compared to other countries. And I've pulled a few examples of why that is and how medical binders can help. So these are all folks who bring in their own medical binders to doctor's appointments. I've clicked on the one that's most like impactful, and she tells you basically how she goes through a medical appointment. So we're gonna listen to a little bit of that first.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I'm not. We're not hearing it.
Oh, are you guys hearing this or no?
No, we're not. We're not hearing it.
That's interesting.
Maybe the StreamYard is actually canceling the audio.
Yeah, that could be it. So I'll just drop the link in the chat, and you guys can asynchronously go through it. But the TLDR is that she has chronic illness and multiple symptoms, and goes through a series of doctors. They all order tests that have already been ordered. They go through lab work, multiple tests that are redundant because she already has results of those from like previous work. And so to convince doctors to treat her fairly, like she collects all of her own medical data together and presents it to the appointment. And doctors really appreciate that. So that's the thing I'm trying to replicate in a digital form. And if you think about it, like doctors are incentivized to think of you as the average case when you're the patient, because at a certain threshold of complexity, you're no longer a profitable patient to the fiat medical system. Does that make sense? So like what I'm saying is most doctors are not House, right? House will do the most complicated things. He's like a hero, but most doctors are not that. They are just kind of treating you as trying to fit you into one of several tracks. And as a patient, if you're seeing several doctors, your own medical records are not easily accessible to yourself. So this is what medical records look like today. I've spent 4.5 years working in an electronic medical records company. We custody millions of patient data. But if you are a patient, you have to log in and kind of get access, permission to your own data. It's not very convenient for the doctor either, because doctors are in the business, not of record taking, but they want the doctor-patient relationship. But a lot of doctors end up fighting with insurance, fighting the EMR system itself. It's not a satisfying thing for them, and they have a lot going on too. So what I think medical records should do is that it should be owned by yourself if possible. So I have a demo where I am hosting my own demo medical records on my Umbrel node. But if you don't want to host your medical records, you can perhaps find someone that has an Umbrel node that wants to host, and then pay them monthly to host your own medical records. And that's where the Nostr Wallet Connect piece comes in. And the biggest technical thing that I was challenged with is I had to think pretty hard about the properties of medical records and medical histories and how to properly store and transmit them. And the big insight that I had was that the properties of medical records and properties of Git are somewhat similar. Your medical history is a timeline of things that have medically happened to you and then what your doctors did about it. A Git repo with one timeline is a history of code that's been committed to a project. But what if that instead of code, you're committing medical histories? That's like big idea. And then with that, you can create a React Native app that you can pull in medical histories from an Umbrel node, and then create a medical history, and also use Nostr Wallet Connect to pay the folks who are hosting your medical history. You can also pay for telehealth. So, so this is what that looks like. There is a medical binder. So it's hosted on pleb EMR, which is a domain that I bought. And I'm just going to sign in. And I have one medical repository. When you add it, you have a QR scanner, but since this is the simulator, you're supposed to type in the JOT and the name of the repository, and you get this binder here. It's got 3 records. These are some medical records that I've added yesterday for fun. So stuff happens, got explosive diarrhea, got to keep it fun and light. So adding a medical record looks like this. I don't anticipate doctors and existing hospitals to be very friendly towards this. So in my system, PDFs and photos are a first-class member of the mgit repository idea. And you have to use your imagination in that, like, high blood pressure. Like, these are very inane kind of trivial notes, but with proper development, you can add more complex notes like lab results, things like that, to the medical record. And you can save the medical record. It's added, and then you should be able to, actually, I might actually have to, because this jot might have been expired since yesterday. But the point remains, you can continuously add medical records to this. For the billing part, I just want to show you guys the connection, and perhaps because this is a hackathon, let me just there we go. So if I were the admin, I am hosting this medical record, and I'm going to be billing the folks that are using my service. So this is my pub key for the medical binder that I'm hosting, and I can choose to bill the patient. And I can send the invoice. It's generating the invoice, and it's been generated. Unfortunately, they're all 1,000 sats, so you can't really see, but if I think I go out and go back in, you should be able to see a new one. Right, so today is 7/9, so oops. Well, it was working yesterday, so you can tell that it's a bit flaky, but nevertheless, you can try to pay this. But since I'm connected to the same Umbrel node, it's going to say that self-payments aren't allowed. But that shows that it was attempting to pay. But I can just go ahead and pay the invoice through a primal Nostr app just here. And I think that could work, though it's tied to a different wallet. So I am sending a payment, and that should pay. So yeah, that's that component. Yeah, it's still sending. Okay, it paid. And on back in Umbrel, you can tell that that I've sent invoices and that I've paid. So I paid the invoice a few seconds ago. Kind of feel bad doxing my balance, but oh well. But yeah, so I'm enabling, so going back to PowerPoint, I'm enabling a mechanism where plebs can host medical records of themselves or find other plebs to host it for them, pay them for that service. And through telehealth, you can join a telehealth appointment by finding a doctor on Nostr. So Bitcoiners are well traveled. So if you go anywhere, you can get a doctor remotely to join on your telehealth call, which was a huge thing during COVID. And on the other side of that, it enables doctors on Nostr to have passive income, right? So with my concept, the patients get their power back. They don't have to have their data stored in a central repository that becomes a honeypot for hacking. Doctors also get their power back because they don't really have to deal with medical records that much. Patients will come in with their own medical records. And basically, they can grant a doctor temporary access to those medical records for the doctor to then write to them. So that is my pitch.
Awesome.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Really refreshing to
Very
see
nice.
also like different payments touch different sectors, in this case healthcare. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a good addition would be also a map of the doctors, right? So that if you're traveling, like the example you said, you can easily find a Bitcoin doctor essentially.
Exactly. And also, another use case would be if you and your friends are hosting a repository, you guys can kind of band together and go up to an insurance company like CrowdHealth and say that, hey, we're a healthy cohort. Our medical records prove that we're healthier on average, and therefore we deserve a lower insurance premium, something like that.
Yeah, man, really interesting. You started, I feel like you started humble, like this is just like a medical binder with my data, but then it's like you took it to the next level at the end with like, this is a marketplace. This is a place where you can host appointments. This is where you can find your doctors. And then honestly, and everyone has their medical journeys. I think I've had my medical journeys of really struggling to find good doctors. Honestly, good doctors are really hard to find. And you're probably, if you're going to find them, it's probably going to be in an app like this one, where it's just like connected to self-sovereign doctors that are a little bit, there's a correlation there of being orange-pilled and being a little bit more, skeptical of the mainstream approaches to medicine. So yeah, I'm keen. Sign me up. I want to, I would love to see this being, a place where you can find doctors of different kinds and even assign different scores, right, to the doctors and ratings. Like, when do you ever get to rate a doctor in a traditional sense? Never, or at least as far as I'm aware. So to be able to assign those, rating comments and find them, that's a massive. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think COVID was the healthcare equivalent of the 2008 great financial crisis, right? So really opened my eyes to what was happening. You started to doubt certain narratives, and this is the culmination of that.
Right. So I guess my question is like, what's next? How serious are you about this? How far do you want to take it?
As far as I can. I mean, I've quit my job back in, I think, about 6 months ago. I had the idea that you can use Git to write medical records on it. That was about a few months ago, and I kind of wrote the command line interface for it, and then I set it aside to travel for a while. And I told myself, if I'm still interested in it, once I get back from the traveling, then I'll do it full time. So I'm going for it full time. I think once I get the mgit idea down, because it's still early days. Git does introduce a lot of foot guns. Even experienced developers can have problems with it. And so if I'm trying to use it in a consumer context, I'm building on top of Git, and I'm going to try to kind of take away some of the Git features just so that it's just about medical records. But I get to inherit all the security assumptions of Git repositories. So like, there's a self-hosted Git repo called Git T on Umbrel. where
All
you
right,
can.
I'm not sure where to go in that depth, but yeah, just kind of conscious of time of everyone's time here. But that what you just said is great to understand as context of like how serious you're taking this project. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Sorry to cut you off there. Just conscious of time.
Yeah, it's all good.
Cheers. Right, next up we've got Jonah.
Hello. Hi, team. Can you
Hey,
hear
Jonah.
me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Perfect. My name is Jonah. I'm from Argentina. My English is very bad, but I'll try introduce to Lightning Post, a solution for accepting Lightning payments. Currently is fully beta. The problem is merchants today to install native apps, manage SDKs, and invest in infrastructure, which create friction and slow down Bitcoin payment adoptions. Our solution, a web app that not require installation or permissions, work on Android and iPhone, with 0% fees, and merchants keep 100% all sales. Or beta, instant setup payment, while NWC, Lightning Payment Common Song, Lightning address, sorry. Lightning payments via QR code or NFC using Vault Card, local shops to manage product and categories, and paydesk for custom amount like the video. Our target, neighborhood shops, market vendors, restaurant, coffees, and independent professionals. And since our launch, we have 466 session with and time of 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's all. It's time to try now. Gracias. Okay, this copy NFC code or string, get started, paste the string, and okay, go to shop. I like buy 2 pizzas and 1 water. Wait, hide, and view cart, and confirm. Now I can pay with a wallet, while Blink. Okay, perfect. Paid. Good. Nothing more.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonas.
Oh.
Any questions from the guys? My quick one would be, so really great usability, great design. Do you have any
thanks.
sort of what's next? What's your plan? What do you want to take this project?
The next plan is app mobile MVP, minimal MVP, and paid con white terminal POS físicas.
So you want to build the actual physical POS or just an app
Yes.
for the POS?
Yes. 5 a minute. Okay, so scan QR code. Oh no. Scan. Okay. I'm no try. Okay, sorry.
Okay, it doesn't work now.
Yes.
So you have a physical device there that people can use with a Bolt card, for example?
Yes. Physical or Android for NFC.
Mhm.
iPhone is not work NFC in
Yes.
web progressive apps.
Yes. Yeah.
But well,
I already know what Pierre is going to ask, which is how does it connect with Nostr Wallet Connect? Where does Nostr Wallet Connect come in?
Yeah.
Así que bueno, muchas gracias.
Right, but Nostr Wallet Connect, how does it tie into your app, Jonas?
Ah, sorry, for receive. Only for receive. Yep.
Gotcha.
Is the unique function have un post need?
So you can just create an invoice basically. That's you from NWC. You only use the make invoice method. Yeah.
Sorry.
So you can only create invoices. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Very nice and nice presentation too.
And yeah, pretty cool that you have real traction. So you have more than 200 users. That's amazing. I hope you can grow it further.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Any question or perfect?
I think we're good. Thank you so much, Ona. And yeah, so yeah, thanks again. We'll get you off here, and I think, guys, we are done. We are through to all the presentation. There's one other presentation that was made with a video. So actually, maybe I can share screen that. If you give me a second. And I can have a quick look here. And then we can I hope it picks up the voice though. You might let me know if you don't see the voice, if you don't hear the voice.
Right.
Can you guys hear it?
Works, yeah. Actually, now it stopped working for me.
Yeah, same thing here.
Are you not hearing
I
it?
cannot hear it neither.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to just send it out.
Before it was something, there was something coming, but I don't know. Maybe it was just
Yeah, it must have been a delay, but yeah. So I'll just send it over to you guys for you to listen to it. So here we are. This is the end of the hackathon. We've had 20 presentations, I believe, and that is it. Any thoughts? You look a little tired. We did a lot. That was a lot. There was 12 today. We did 8 yesterday. Any insights? Any thoughts? What are you guys feeling?
Yeah, I think pretty good. I mean, that's a lot of projects, right? I think that's 18 in total we went through, plus the video one that you'll be sending over, yeah?
Yep.
I think that's quite a bit. I feel like there's a lot around payments. I mean, which makes sense, obviously, right? After all, it's payment technology. Yeah, I'm not sure yet, what my personal favorite project is. I think I have to go through the list again, go through, the whole Geyser projects. I mean, all the projects inside of Geyser as well. But there's a lot of really cool stuff there, I feel.
Yeah. I don't think we got to 20 though. I'll double check that, but I think we went to 20 with the. But yeah, very. I mean, to me, one interesting thing was the fact that the question is, how do Lightning wallets and wallets in general end up integrating with Lightning, with Nostr Wallet Connect? Well, it's so obvious. The answer is so obvious if you see how many applications are being built on it. So the more applications, the more tools are built, the more it becomes like a no-brainer to integrate Nostr Wallet Connect, because it ties into not just the functionality of subscription and things. It ties in with the ability to actually use Bitcoin applications and tools. So yeah, that's very interesting for me.
Yeah, like 100%, right? So if you think like if you're a wallet, you suddenly increase the spectrum of your use cases, like, I don't know, like 10-fold, 100-fold, right? You don't need to build our own API, go to each and every app and say, please implement that. You can just say like, okay, I implement Nostr Wallet Connect, and then everybody of my users has the possibility to then pay for medical records, pay for a BTC Pay server, pay for an invoice tool, for example. And I think that's super seamless. Great plus for wallet developers, and also for app developers. And then I think that's my takeaway again, is like it's extremely broad of apps that we've seen and use cases that we've seen that now can integrate payments without actually taking custody. And you don't need to have a fully fledged out team with developers. You can even vibe code them today with Nostr Wallet Connect, because it's so simple to integrate. And that's very, very, very cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% agree. Yeah, and I think what you say there is pretty cool. I mean, let this serve to like wallet developers to show that every single thing that we saw is actually compatible with their wallets, right? And that's with zero effort. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It's a one-time effort for 10 to 100x power and functionality. So yeah, absolutely, it becomes a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely also want to emphasize on the diverse and very different apps that we've seen, right? So, I mean, it's cool to add, it's the same protocol that's used for SAPs, for point of sale, for subscription management, and then also like for like integrated into a medical application. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the flexibility, like, I mean, there have been some that have only used the make invoice, just like we saw now with the point of sale, others using only the payment, others using both. I think it just shows the flexibility of what can be done. I mean, and we've even seen like a great looking kids themed full wallet interface, right? Which this takes it even more to the next. I mean, if you wouldn't know, it looks like a wallet in itself. Yet can be managed by parents. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, power, flexibility, extensibility, like non-custodial nature. Yeah, I think you guys covered some of the key points here. And I guess that kind of touches on your like your key insights. I don't know, anything maybe you wish you could have seen more of, or anything that you think that's still unexplored within the world of Nostr Wallet Connect?
I think maybe more, and we've seen some. There was like a lot of mention about subscriptions. We also saw the whole subscription for BTC Pay server, but I think, and it's not necessarily easy to find the use cases. I'm not saying, but the possibility of automating and chaining payments, I think, is one thing that I believe we didn't see here. That has a lot of potential, because one payment can trigger another, that can trigger another. It would be nice to see these kind of things. And there was this talk yesterday with I forgot which, I think maybe NakaPay that use also the same kind of way we have to capture the fee, which is after a merchant gets paid, well then we trigger the payment. So there's kind of like one level of chaining, but yeah, I don't know, some use cases around that I think could be pretty interesting, because you can make a lot of payments happen all at the same time, which is pretty cool.
I think
feature of NWC.
the one project that was working on the invoice platform, the second invoice project, I think that one had batch pay, but I do think that you're right.
Bitpasa, yeah.
Bitpasa. But one thing that I think was really I think it was really interesting, but I don't think he's doing is, what about enabling direct debit, right? Instead of, if you're a business and you're paying someone on a monthly basis, right? Wouldn't you want to give authorization to make that payment on a monthly basis? Like that is a key reason why payments become delayed, and that could be a powerful tool also, to be integrated with the invoicing system.
What I also generally often think about is like, how can we, and that's kind of what you're saying is like these chains of payments. So we've seen a lot of applications that have 2 parties or 3 parties kind of involved, like orchestrating the payment. But like, how does it look like if more parties are involved, right? If more payments are managed somehow by the application. Also in the AI direction, that's often like mentions like one agent pays another agent, which pays another agent, right? Or even like in the BTC Pay server subscription case, right? If the merchant gets paid, that automatically then the hoster gets paid, or the person gets paid that maintains the BTC Pay server, which then automatically pays to the hosting company.
Yeah, that could be a good use case to have both the subscription and pay-per-use, and the pay-per-use using NWC as well, actually.
There is also an upcoming proposal, or there is actually already a proposal for HODL invoices. It's not yet part of the official Nostr Wallet Connect spec, but probably will be. And I think this will also enable quite interesting use cases around, for example, peer-to-peer gaming. When you play against each other, you have a coordinator app that does not need to take custody, and just using HODL invoices to coordinate the payments between both. So it would be very cool if more people will have a look at that, for example, and try it out and see, and create new experiences.
Yeah, that's very cool. And actually, sort of a simple reveal that we're building at Geyser. We're building this sort of we're building kind of what you're mentioning here, where it's around escrowing funds using a smart contract, using rootstock, and even that could be connected to Nostr Wallet Connect to enable that swap to sort of first be swapped, and then the funds be sort of locked in smart contract, and all of that still being accessible via Nostr Wallet Connect. This one protocol to enable all sorts of escrow functionality as well. It could be interesting. Taking that to the next level. Yeah. Right. So yeah, we've talked a little bit about what you found interesting. We talked a little bit about what you think was missing. Is there anything else that you guys think is, I don't know, you found really interesting or worth mentioning about the grant, or anything, any particular, I don't know, potential winners on your end? Maybe just give us some glimpse into what you're thinking, how you're thinking about it, in terms of how to reward the grantees.
Yeah, that's where I think some more thinking needs to also happen. So I mean, of course, as like this was happening, I was like scoring based on the initial thoughts, but I think I have to go back also to this scoring sheet and just think about it some more, because there are some things that were it was a pretty basic usage of Nostr Wallet Connect, but the use case was interesting. Others had a new way of adding Nostr Wallet Connect. So, for example, bolt cards, that's something completely new, right? So that's also 2 different ways of judging these projects.
Yep. And yeah, I think then we can maybe close it up and continue our private conversation to just start mulling over the evaluation. If there's nothing else, guys, any other public comments to the world in terms of the builders? Any final notes?
When will you do the full announcement? What are the next steps?
So next steps are us having another chat talking about the projects in detail in terms of the projects that are that I've applied, that done the pitches, and then the next tomorrow, make a decision on the final winners, and then we make an announcement by, I'd say, by Friday. Sounds like a plan. So we have a little bit of time.
Sounds like a plan. Everybody knows it, so that's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Definitely need to play around also with some of the applications that have been published.
Right.
And
Yeah,
other
so I
people
think it's
should do, right. So I think you always showed the URLs. We should add those and share.
Yeah. So all the URLs are in the thread of the grant link on X. They're also obviously on the grants page. There is the link, the live stream, including all the projects. So definitely, have a look. Obviously, you guys are the key evaluators, so it's gonna be your final decision. But yeah, everyone is really welcome to go and check out the projects, check out what they're building, contribute, and then as you know, contribute not just with funds, but also with updates, with feedback, with also spreading the word about these great projects.
Yeah.
So
feedback
yeah,
is also super valuable from users in the space.
Absolutely.
So yeah, builders will appreciate that.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll keep you guys up to date, and the next few days let you know the winners. So thank you all for participating. Those of you who listened in. Those of you who participated, had almost 30 applicants in the end, 20 pitches. Overall, pretty solid quality. So I'm happy about that. And and also just really mind-blowing use cases of the power of this protocol. So stay tuned for the next steps and for the final announcement.
Cool. Rock and roll.
Awesome.
Rock and roll. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.
3 intense hours of listening. So thank you guys for making this happen. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Awesome.
All right. Cheers.